Oftentimes, someone who directly worked on a story is regarded as the word of God when it comes to that series, hence the name of the trope. You would come to the understanding that this person understands this piece of work more than anybody. You look at Scorsese talk about his movies, the nuance of some of his films. You hear Tarantino go on and on about his movies. Anyone can understand that these directors have a very profound understanding of this world and its characters. However, the exact opposite is possible. The example I want to bring up today is Neil Druckmann and his work with The Last of Us. Say what you want about the show, about all of its changes, but it isn't a bad show. With that said, there's one scene that I believe completely misses the point the original game was trying to make. Neil Druckmann wrote the game and wrote the show. There's one core difference between them though. In both mediums, the story follows Joel and Ellie as they try to get to Salt Lake City. Joel is trying to deliver her to the Fireflies so they can work on a cure with her immunity. Against all odds, they make it. But the Fireflies inform Joel that they're going to have to take Ellie's life for the cure. Now the show has made changes up until this point, yes. Quite a few things are different, but it's this one that takes me out of it. In the game, the Fireflies completely betray Joel, not even giving him his gear or the guns he was promised, threatening to shoot him if he tries anything. The Fireflies, up until this point, had been portrayed as less than competent. Joel decides to try and save Ellie, condemning the chance for the cure. And see, it was never about the cure. Without going into the actual debate if the cure would have worked or not, the point of this is that Joel doesn't care if the cure would work. Ellie comes first, and she will always come first. He doesn't care if the world gets saved, if his world is the cost. And this is something that we can all relate to. We all have someone we would care about, whether it's your child, your parents, a family member, a spouse. We all have a person we would watch the world burn for. Whether you believe Joel did the right thing or not is completely irrelevant. In the first game, the ending is purposely designed to be morally ambiguous. You can condemn Joel and still understand his decision. However, in the TV show version, they decided to change this. In the TV show, Joel going through the Firefly base is portrayed as much more sinister. We see Joel putting down people who surrender. We see him viciously take the lives of people who are already down. We see people trying to run away from him. The show chooses to portray this more as a one-sided fight rather than a clash between the Fireflies and Joel. The show is trying to make you think that Joel is in the wrong here, and that's where I believe Neil misses the point. In media, there is nothing stronger than family. We can all joke about Fast and the Furious, but I don't think there's a single parent in the world who wouldn't agree with Joel's decision here. You don't have to villainize his decision because you already made us question our morals with the idea of saving Ellie over the rest of the world. You don't have to make us feel bad or make us believe that this is the wrong choice. In reality, both decisions are equally bad. You either try to save her or let her die without her consent. And that's a major theme in The Last of Us. There are no good choices and there are no good people. It's just people. In the game, you can get through the entire hospital section while only killing 3 people. The guard at the beginning, Jerry, and Marlene. You can either run away, stun, or just outright delete the whole hospital. The game doesn't judge you because you're already doing that. You're thinking this is the right thing. I think one thing that Druckmann succeeded in with Part 2 was the idea of showing us these events from a different perspective. While we save Ellie's life as Joel, we ruin somebody else's. But by doing the show like this, I feel like you take away from the overall message. The final scene in the game works as one of the best ambiguous endings of all time. Because just like Ellie, we don't know how to feel. We don't know if we made the right choice. The same scene in the show loses some of its nuance because they framed it as Joel being outlandishly evil during that sequence. I think Neil Druckmann did this as a sort of rebuttal towards the fans. He's been no stranger about talking about how people who agree with Joel are wrong. But I feel like this is going too much in the other direction. See, Neil has also talked about that during his early days in Naughty Dog. Bruce Straley would balance out his ideas. He would write something or propose an idea and Bruce would fine-tune it. Except Bruce is no longer a part of Naughty Dog, but the falling out between them is well documented enough. But I remember Troy Baker used to adamantly be against the final choice Joel makes, until recently. He says that after having a child, he's now fully on board with what Joel did. And this is some nice development for a person. Anyone who can take a step back and be open-minded about a scenario and change their opinion is amazing in my book. In contrast, someone who focuses in on one aspect of a situation and refuses to change their stance is kind of frustrating from a writing perspective. Where do you stand on this situation? Do you think Joel made the right decision? Do you think he made the wrong one? Or do you think there is no wrong choice here?